What's going on, all you mentees? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition. It's time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. We're going to be talking about the collected editions coming out in April of 2022. My favorite time of the month. Let's do this thing. Welcome back, everybody. Before getting started, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, share the video, let others know where you can get your information for upcoming collected editions. It is my favorite time of the month to talk about our budget. If you want written documentation of all of the stuff I'm going to be talking about today, that can be found over in our Patreon. It starts at the $1 tier. It's a great way to support the channel, and thank you so much to our existing patrons for making videos like this possible. And speaking of thank you so much to Aaron, my buddy Aaron, for helping me out with the Marvel and DC part of this. And as always, I like to remind people that the dates will, I say will now just because it's been 100% it's been 100% changing ever since late last year. But more than likely, you'll see some dates change. As a matter of fact, I was kind of hoping one of the dates from last month was going to change to put the book into this month so I could put it in my top 10. So every month, I do my top 10 suggested buys, essential reads. But that video will be coming out on Sunday. So today we are going to be talking about books coming out in April. So 4 weeks. Let's go ahead and get started with the week of April 5th from Marvel Comics. We have Secret Invasion, Meet the Skrulls. It's like a TV show about a family of Skrulls, which they've actually done. So collecting Meet the Skrulls 1 through 5, Road to Empire, Kree-Skrull War, Fantastic Four number 2, number 18, Avengers 93, Avengers Illuminati number 1, and material from Fantastic Four number 257. It looks like they're trying to get people to get to know the Skrulls that will be appearing in perhaps a TV show, a TV event on Disney Plus called Secret Invasion. Mighty Marvel Masterworks, The Mighty Thor. By the way, if you're into movies and TV shows based on comics, The Amazing Amanda have a show every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where we talk about the latest comic book movies and news. It's all live, too, so you can join us for that. Mighty Marvel Masterworks, The Mighty Thor, Volume 2, Invasion of Asgard. Uncanny Omar Talk Pretty One Day. Journey into Mystery, 101 to 104, the A and C stories, and then 105 to 110. Thor Epic Collection, The God of Thunder. This is the new printing of this Epic Collection, and this collects Journey into Mystery 83 to 96, the A stories, and 97 through 104, the A and C stories, and 105 to 109. So it's when Thor was gaining popularity. Moon Knight, The Legacy. Okay, so this is Legacy, the complete collection. So Moon Knight Legacy, collecting Moon Knight 188 to 200. Keep in mind, this is the 2017 series, and they decided to go back to the Legacy number, hence title, maybe? Legacy, I love that cover by, I think that's Philip Tan. But this is all the Max Bemis stuff that he wrote in there. And almost made it in my top 10 where to start reading Moon Knight. If you haven't checked out that video, look up there, maybe? Oh, and as always, I put the dates of when these books are going to come out somewhere on this video. Thor Epic Collection, War of the Gods. So, man, this is like when he heads on over to Latin America, if I'm not mistaken. So this collects Thor 242 to 259, Annual number 5, Marvel Spotlight number 30. No, it is when he heads over to Latin America, because I've been reading this for the last week. I just started reading it the beginning of this week. Venom by Al Ewing and Ram V. Volume 1, Recursion. This collects the first 5 issues of this ongoing series. This takes place after the Donny Cates era of Venom. Kazar, Lord of the Savage Land. Love that cover. Can't tell who that is. But this collects Kazar, Lord of the Savage Land 1 through 5, written by Zach Thompson. Avengers, Tech On. I actually really like the first one. This is written by Jim Zub. I thought it was a lot of fun. Like, I'm a guy that grew up with giant robots, so big fan of it. The most exciting thing about this, though, no offense to Jim Zub, who's the writer, is the fact that we have Jeffrey Chamba Cruz drawing it. I love his artwork. I believe Udon Studios found him. He had a Deviant art file, and then they started getting him to do some sequential art for Street Fighter. But he was one of my favorite breakout stars at Udon, and it's so awesome to see him do a Marvel comic. So, from the world of DC Comics, we are getting the annotated Sandman coming out in hardcover collection. We're also going to get Death, the deluxe edition. If you are interested in the annotated Sandman, the Astonishing Melanie and I did an overview of it a couple of years ago for people that are interested what exactly you get out of that annotated Sandman. So here we go with Death, the deluxe edition. It's been released in that style before. As a matter of fact, this is the picture that they have on the distribution center. I'm pretty sure the Vertigo title is going to go away, though. That Vertigo logo is going to be replaced by a Black Label logo, just like the previous other Sandman books. But this collects the High Cost of Living 3-issue miniseries. Beautiful, phenomenal. The Time of Your Life, that's the follow-up series. That's why Chris Bachalo had to leave Generation X to draw this. The Death talks about life. It's the AIDS pamphlet. And then stories from Vertigo Winter's Edge #2, The Sandman Endless Nights, and the short story from The Wheel from the 9/11 tribute book. And it also collects Sandman 8 and 20, so 320 pages, $29.99. If you've not read it, it's one to add to your collection. Shazam! To Hell and Back. This is the Tim Sheridan book, collecting Shazam 1 through 4. And we still don't have Power Shazam #2. Where is that, man? Suicide Squad Bad Blood. This is the book that I just announced that is coming back into print. It's been collected in hardcover format, and now this is the softcover version of it. Mr. Miracle, The Source of Freedom. This is written by Brandon Easton, and it's I like that cover. Illustrated by Fico Ocio. I think that cover is Yannick Paquette, if I'm not mistaken. This collects The Source of Freedom 1 through 6. Robin, Volume 1. This is the new series. This is the Lazarus Tournament by Joshua Williamson. I've heard a lot of good things from a lot of you all telling me about this series, that I should be checking it out. And it's just nice to have a Robin series, though. Again, Batman The Ultimate Guide. This is the new edition with a foreword by Tom King. So they are updating the guide to Batman, I guess, what makes him tick. From the world of manga, we got banished from Hero Party, Quiet Countryside. So somebody got banished from the Hero Party. I love that cover. This is printed over at Yen Press. Chainsaw Man #10, continuing that particular story. I've loved I think I read the first 5 of these. I had a friend of mine read them, and when my daughter and I went to a small convention here about 30 minutes from where we live, we saw somebody dressed as Chainsaw Man. She was like, "What is that about?" I'm like, "Oh man, you need to check it out. People your age are probably reading this stuff." We're also getting the Heaven's Door Extra Works graphic novel. This is by Keiichi Koike. So that is very important. And it's... I don't know what this is about. That cover obviously shows a nuclear blast, so I'm not sure what all is included in here, but it's just a collection of short stories. And looking at it, my mind is being blown because 3,000 Leagues in Search of Mother, that is my childhood. That's what we called Marco in Peru, where I grew up. That's my childhood. Wow, I had no idea it was in here. Sorry, that just kind of blows. So that is okay. That just sorry, I got to bump a book out. That just made it to the top 10. That's wow. Okay, where was I? And even though we are adults, it's also coming out that week. This one is published by 7 Seas Entertainment. I don't know what it's about. I really like the watercolor cover that they're used on there, though. It's really pretty. Really stands out as far as covers. Berserk of Gluttony. And that has nothing to do with Berserk, by the way, for those asking if it's got anything to do with Berserk. It does not. Gigant, Volume 7. This is the latest manga by the gentleman that did the Gantz series. About a giant lady. Kaiju #8, #2. This is one that a lot of you all have told me I need to check out, that it's really freaking good. So I am absolutely going to do that. I need to find a Volume 1, though. So Volume 2 comes out. When is this? In April? When is this? Of course, I'm the one that's making this list. In April. So I'll be... See, that's a Viz book, by the way. Sailor Moon by Naoko... This is the Naoko Takeuchi collection. So, Volume 1. And this is the new printing of Sailor Moon in a small, more affordable format. Shaman King Omnibus Volume 8 is coming out. And Persona 5 Memento's Mission Volume 2. From other publishers, we have Pearl Volume 1 by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Gaydos. Same team that did Alias. And this is published now at Dark Horse. I believe this was at one time at going to be published at DC, but this collection is now over at Dark Horse, collecting the first 6 issues of that. Hound by Paul Bolger and Barry Devlin. Looks like an awesome kick-ass cover, though. $49.99. It is a hardcover. It is The Hound of Kulan. Okay. Might have to check that out. That looks really cool. Lobster Johnson, Omnibus Volume 1. Now, some of you may already have this because distribution has just been so weird with some books. Actually, I know some of you have this because you've emailed me about it. And I'm like, I think, because ask me when I was doing my overview, and I'm like, I didn't get it. I don't know where it is. Usagi Yojimbo Saga Volume 4. For those of you that missed it the first time, this is the second edition, and it is only available in softcover format. So that is one thing to pay attention to. In the Flood by Ray Fox, and this is published at Dark Horse. Not sure what this is about, but I really like that cover. Cover really stands out to me sometimes. The Unbelievable Unteens from the World of Black Hammer. This stuff, of course, is... some of this is written by Jeff Lemire, and that cover is by Tyler Crook, who did the Harrow County books. But collecting issues 1 through 4 of the Unbelievable Teens. So, set in the world of Black Hammer. Gru meets Tarzan. People have been asking, where's that Gru collection? And I want to know, too. But this is one that's written by Mark Evanier, illustrated by Sergio Aragones, of course, and Thomas Yeats, and collecting the 4-issue miniseries of Gru Meets Tarzan. Norse Mythology Volume 2. Neil Gaiman's getting a lot of love this week. P. Craig Russell teaming up again with Neil Gaiman. Mark Buckingham collecting Norse Mythology Volume 2, issues 1 through 6. You also have Gabriel Hernandez Walta and Sandy Jarrell. My wife did an overview of the first one. It's based on the book. Killer Queens is coming out this week. They put the sass in. Assassin. Nice. And Neil Gaiman's Chivalry. This is illustrated by Colleen Doran. Say no more. No idea what this is. But, oh, she's an amazing, talented artist. From IDW, we have one book, and that is the one that was announced last month. Pushed into this month, and that is Transformers, the IDW Collection, Phase 3, Volume 2. That's Starscream on the cover. Collecting Till Hour 1, 9 through 12. Optimus Prime 1 through 6. And The Lost Light 1 through 7. Relaunching those series. Man, I really hope they finish it out. That's going to be heartbreaking if they can't finish out that series. In hardcover format, that is. Red Room, Antisocial Network. A lot of you have been pushing me to read that book, and I promise I will. Looks really interesting. Of course, you know, published by Fantagraphics, and it's Ed Piskor. And I heard that it's really edgy, right? Like, he crosses the line a lot, which I'm okay with. Vivisectionary. I believe that's how you pronounce it, right? If it's Vivisection, then it's got to be Vivisectionary. This is getting a new printing. This is Kate LaCour's version of Vivisectionary. Just showing different creatures through a series of diagrams in here. Scientific charts and things like that. I don't know. I think it's really cool. I believe this one might be mature content, though, just based on that. Jonah and the Impossible Monster Volume 2. Volume 1 was one of my top 10 favorite reads last year. I loved it. Read it with your kids, by the way. Beautiful Darkness. Do not read this with your kids, even though it looks like a kid's book. One of my favorite horror graphic novels of all time. Beautifully drawn, twisted, sad, and oh man, it's messed up, but I love it. Red Sonja, Price of Blood is coming out that week, as well as Warlord of Mars Attacks. What a hell of a title, Warlord of Mars Attacks. That's awesome. Shadow Man by Delano and Adler coming out that same week, and that is printed over at Valiant Comics. And then we have a title that's pretty funny. I think this is a funny title. It's called Skater Dad. Skate Dad, sorry. Summer Ramps Rebellion and Racing a Kid. So I assume, just based on that title, that this was a dad that was a skater at one time and is now no longer a skater, but has a family. Maybe that's what it's about. This is by Brad Hamill. Printed by Birdcage Bottom Books. Looks cute. Exo Manowar trade paperback. A couple of Valiant books being pushed into this week. Exo Manowar trade paperback volume 2. And Outrage is coming out in both graphic novel format and in hardcover format. This is the new series by Fabian Nicieza and Riley Brown. The week of April 12th for Marvel Comics, we're kicking it off with Marvel's Voices Identity. And holy crap, Marvel in the week of April 12th. Well, hold on to your butts. So we have, this is the newest Identity, or Marvel's Voices series, just showcasing different creators from the Marvel Universe. It looks like some of the writers and artists in here. You have the cover there by Jim Chung. You have Jin Luing Yang and Marcos To working on that particular book. Like I said, hold on to your butts. We got a bit here. Spider-Girl, The Complete Collection, Volume 4. Hell yes. Not discontinued, not canceled. Collecting issues 51 through 67. By the way, I need to get myself a copy of Spider-Girl Volume. I cannot find my copy. I think I landed out to somebody. What was wrong with me? And that was a couple years ago. Anyway, Avengers. Unless you all know a place I can get Spider-Girl Complete Collection Volume 1. Avengers Epic Collection, The Avengers Defenders War. This is the latest printing, collecting issues 115 to 128 of Avengers, Giant Size Avengers 1. The crossover, of course, with the Defenders, hence the title, 8 through 11. Captain America, or Captain Marvel, number 33, and Fantastic Four, number 150. War of the Realms, coming back into print. I've done an overview of the original printing, and I'll be doing an overview of this new printing on the channel, so make sure you are subscribed for that. Cable by Jerry Duggan and Phil Noto, the complete collection, or it's a hardcover, sorry, it's an oversized hardcover. So it's as tall as these Omnis here that look like, sort of like, where am I? I hope you can see that. It will be that tall, and this collects the entire series of Cable with the exception of the X of Swords part. So it collects Cable 1 through 4 and 7 through 12. Weapon X, the Gallery Edition. I've done an overview of that already on the channel if you want to check that out. Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman, Omnibus Volume 2. People have asked me, where is my overview of Volume 1? I didn't get a copy of it, but they did send me a copy of Volume 2, and I'll be happy to do an overview of that as soon as I can. Man, I'm hoping some of these get delayed. There's so many. Moon Knight Omnibus Volume 1. This is the new printing of it. It is the exact same material as before, collecting Werewolf by Night 32 through 33. Marvel Spotlight 28 through 29. By the way, if you've seen Moon Knight on Disney+, that's what the Amazing Amanda and I are reviewing tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the first episode. Defenders 47 through 50. Spectacular Spider-Man 22 through 23. Marvel 2-in-1 number 52. Moon Knight 1 through 20. Marvel Team Up number 4. Plus material from Hulk Magazine 11 through 15, 17, and 18, and 20. Marvel Preview 21 and Amazing Spider-Man 200. Get to find out about Mark Spector, Steve Grant, and Jake Lockley all through those issues. Wolverine by Benjamin Percy, Volume 1. Collecting Wolverine 1 through 5 and 8 through 12. Again, not collecting the material from X of Swords, 10 of Swords. Doctor Strange by Jason Aaron and Chris Bachalo. Collecting issues 1 through 20 of Doctor Strange. I need to crack that open and start rereading that stuff. Doctor Strange Annual Number 1, that's from the 2016 series, and The Last Days of Magic. Marvel Masterworks Uncanny X-Men number 14. I cannot believe we are at the Mutant Massacre. That makes me feel like an old man. Like, is this the way older people, or people my age, felt in the 80s when they started this Masterwork line? I mean, that's just crazy to me. Uncanny X-Men 210 to 219. X-Men Annual Number 10. Long shot, baby. New Mutants Annual Number 2 and Fantastic Four versus the X-Men 1 through 4. Now that we have this material, we have enough for a Volume 5 and a prelude to the Massacre. Just saying. Marvel Masterworks The Defenders Volume 8. Collecting Defenders 76 through 91 and Tales to Astonish number 13. Star Wars The High Republic Trail of Shadows. Continuing this particular series. But this is a mini-series. So this is by Daniel Jose Older and Dave Watcher, and collecting the Trail of Shadows 1 through 5. Captain Britain Omnibus. Both covers will be available the same day. And I'll let you know when a cover's not available, if it's going to be available later. Sometimes direct market covers are available later. Here's a book that I did an overview of because I thought it was coming back out in early March, but it's been pushed back until this day in April, and that is Avengers by Jason Aaron, Volume 2. So if you want to see an overview of that, make sure you look at the playlist. We have different playlists. I think that one is the hardcover playlist. Thor by Jason Aaron, Volume 5. This is wrapping up the Jason Aaron run in oversized hardcover, collecting issues 12 through 16, and King Thor. So it's the aftermath of War of the Realms. New Mutants by Vida Ayala, Volume 2, collecting New Mutants 19 through 24. Captain Marvel, Volume 7, The Last of the Marvels. So this is collecting issues 31 through 36 of Kelly Thompson's amazing run on that title. Captain America by Ta-Nehisi Coates, Volume 2. This looks like they expanded it. At first it was solicited to be issues 13 through 24, but because he left the book in issue 30, they're including issue 30. So this collects issues 13 through 30 of Ta-Nehisi Coates' run on Captain America. $44.99. Black Panther, speaking of Ta-Nehisi Coates, Black Panther Volume 4, The Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda Part 2, wrapping up his run from the 2018 series of Black Panther, collecting issues 13 through 25. That one's also $44.99. And believe it or not, that's it for Marvel. Woo! My goodness. That was a lot. All right. Let's move on to the DC Comics. We have Gotham Central Omnibus, baby, the reprint. Collecting issues 1 through 40, $99.99. New Gods Book 2, Advent of Darkness. I am really surprised they are continuing this. Good for DC. Continuing the New Gods era, 15 through 28. This is the Rick Hoberg era of New Gods. That's just crazy that they're actually going through it. The Sandman Book 1, coming out in trade paperback format. It's a new format for them. Dark Knight's Death Metal. This is just the softcover. No announcement yet of a omnibus or anything like that. Collecting the 7-issue miniseries. Future State Gotham, Volume 1. I don't know who that character is. That Red Hood, I assume? I really like the design of that character. Future State. This collects Future State Dark Detective 2 and 4, plus Future State Gotham 1 through 7. So, from manga, we do have Attack on Titan. And this is the Omnibus edition, Volume 4, collecting issues 1 through 12 or 10 through 12 of Attack on Titan. And it's not issues, sorry, volumes. So it's a 3-in-1 is how they're selling them. I don't have the first one. I don't know what the paper quality is like on these particular volumes. But I haven't heard anybody really complain about it, so I don't know. Full Metal Alchemist, The Valley of the White Petals. This is the manga version that's based on, I believe it's a graphic novel, or a novel, a light novel. Magic Artisan Dahlia Wilts No More, Volume 1 is coming out. That is published by 7 Seas Entertainment, as well as from 7 Seas Entertainment, Magica Swordsman and Summoner. I love that cover. The Deadly Sins manga box set Volume 2. I need to purchase Volume 1. The box sets aren't the greatest designs that they have, but at least they're little box sets, you know. At least they're coming out, and they're keeping them in print. Pokemon Sword and Shield Volume 3 is coming out that week. From other publishers, we have Aerosmith, Book 1, Smart in Their Fine Uniforms. It's Kurt Busiek and Carlos Pacheco. Ghost in You. This is a Reckless book. This, of course, is Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, Jacob Phillips working together in this criminal world. It's the same world that you're going to find Pulp in My Heroes Have Always Been Junkies and Killer Be... Is Killer Be Killed in that? No. Criminal. And yeah, it's that same team set in that same world. Time Before Time, Volume 2. I haven't read Volume 1. This is the Clan Shelby and Rory McConville working together on this particular book. Time Traveler, I guess, from the year 2042. I've not read it, but I like the creators. From Dark Horse, we have the Halo Encyclopedia. both the trade paperback and the deluxe edition are coming out that very same day. From Boom Entertainment, we have Mamo, and I could have sworn this was a Cy Spurrier series, just glancing at that cover, but it is not. This is by Saz Milej, and collecting Mamo issues 1 through 5. I don't know what it's about, but I honestly thought, just based on that cover, that it was. House of Slaughter, Volume 1, the Discovery Now edition. So, this is being published by Boom Studios, and I want to say that this is the James Tynion series. Yeah, it is. Okay, James Tynion series, Tate Bromball, and apparently it's one of the biggest series that came out in 2021. Excited to read it. It is just a soft cover, and I don't mean to downplay soft covers when I say it's just a soft cover. So people sometimes get excited and they ask me, "What is it, a trade paperback?" I will let you know if it's a hardcover or not, but that one in particular is a soft cover. We are also getting painted in trade paperback format. Mr. Lightbulb coming out in graphic novel format. And this is printed by Fanatic Graphics. It's the electrifying graphic novel debut of Polish animator and cartoonist Wojciech Wojcicki. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Looks interesting. Fanatic Graphics publishes some phenomenal books. Makes you think outside of the box. I'm talking about how Fanatic Graphics publishes really smart books and really smart titles and makes you think outside the box. And the next title I'm going to be talking about is that basket right there. I don't want to say the name because, man, people have been getting demonetized and channels have been getting strikes over the silliest things. But this is just... okay, this is a new printing of this particular copy of this book, that is limited to 1,200. And it is Outlaw Scumfudge Ryan on Instagram, who has over 100,000 followers. It's just a hardcover brick of a book that collects 368 hilariously profane sketchbook. Okay. Makes you think outside the box, though. That looks pretty cool. I may check that out. Squeak the Mouse is finally coming out that week. Man, that's been postponed a lot. But it is finally coming out. So, for those people that have been asking me about it, it's coming. Bioripple, the graphic novel, is coming out that week. And Junction in hardcover format. This is published by Titan Comics, and it's Norm Konyu. And it's the debut graphic novel of an acclaimed Cartoon Network animator. He's been working in the field for over 12 years, and this is his first graphic novel. That's cool. Tiny Fox and Great Boar, Book 1. So, I happen to like that title. It's cute. It looks like a kid's book. This is printed by Oni Press. I don't think it's a kid's book, and I think it is a comic because it looks like the illustrator and the writer are the same. It's Berenika Kolomika. And I think it is a graphic novel. I bought a Titan book, I think? Yeah, there was a Titan book that I thought was a graphic novel and turned out to be just like a kid's book. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love them. Another Castle being printed by Oni Press. This is by Andrew Wheeler and Paulina Ganuchao. And I love that cover. That is a beautiful color, or beautiful colors on that particular cover. Hell yes. That looks awesome. Best of John Wagner's Judge Dredd in hardcover format, baby. Yeah. That's awesome. Way to go. 2000 AD. I need to get back on Judge Dredd. I need to find that freaking box of Judge Dredd, honestly. Chronicles of Wormwood, Last Battle. Now, that's an interesting title. I haven't heard of this character in so long. But this is now being, I guess it has been printed at Avatar Press. Garth Ennis, Oscar Jimenez, and this is the Chronicles of Wormwood, Last Battle. Love that cover. Not what I was expecting, honestly. Eightfold Path is being printed at Abrams Comic Crafts Megascope. And this is by bestseller Stephen Barnes and National Book Award winner Dr. Charles Johnson. And the artwork is by Brian Christopher Moss. Looks interesting. Last Blood. 15th anniversary of The Last Blood. And I haven't even heard about this book, and it's celebrating 15 years. That's cool. So if you've read this, let me know. This is printed by Keenspot Entertainment. Bobby Crosby and Owen Janey are the creators behind this. It's a... Oh, okay, that's why I haven't read it. It's a action webcomic. Horror action webcomic. Puppy Night, Den of Deception. That is an adorable title. That's an adorable cover. This is Silver Sprocket. I don't think I own any books by that. I love that cover though. Reminds me a little bit of like Calvin and Hobbes. This portion of the episode is sponsored by... If you live in Europe and are interested in pre-ordering or purchasing Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC big books within the EU. Flat shipping of €9.90 for EU countries. Extremely careful and sturdy packaging. Emails are answered within 24 hours. And they have a superb selection of new releases and out-of-print books on their website. Just head over to waltscomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. And for a limited time, you can use the code Near Mint Condition, all one word, at the checkout for free shipping to all EU countries with your first order. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. The week of April 19th, we are kicking it off with a kick-ass series, and that is, of course, Inferno. The Mark Brooks cover and the standard edition cover will be available on the same day. And from Marvel Comics, we're getting Marvel Multiverse role-playing game, playtest, rulebook. All three covers are going to be available that same day. For those of you that have been wondering about that and what it is, it's just the rulebook for the new Multiverse role-playing game. You have the Lubera cover, you have the Coelho cover, and the Peach Momoko cover. All available the very same day. So, depends on the book that you, or the cover that you want. Savage She-Hulk Omnibus, both covers are going to come out that day. And this, of course, collects Savage She-Hulk 1 through 25, Marvel 2-in-1 number 88, $100, David Anthony Kraft, and Big John Buscema. Stuff I haven't read in years. It's coming in an omnibus format. Man, She-Hulk is getting a lot of love. Between that, the Peter David She-Hulk, the Dan Slott She-Hulk, it's been a great time to be a She-Hulk fan, that's for sure. Probably has something to do with the TV show, so hey, that's cool. Reign of X Volume 11 coming out. And continuing this, just in case, I'll go ahead and read what the solicits have, even though they're wrong most of the time. Way of X number 2, Cable 11 through 12, Children of the Atom 4 through 5. A nice Cable cover there. Amazing Spider-Man Beyond Volume 3, collecting issues 86 through 88, 88 Bay, Mary Jane, and Black Cat Beyond. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but is that the final volume of this particular era of Spider-Man? Let me know in the comments down below. Amazing Fantasy Treasury Edition. This book is absolutely gorgeous back there. I had to put it down because I'm like, oh, I gotta go and read something else right now because this doesn't come out for a few weeks. But this collects the 2021 series, Amazing Fantasy 1 through 5, Amazing Fantasy Prelude, the prelude to the Infinity comic number 1. But it's printed in magazine size, and that cover is gorgeous by Mike Mayhew. X-Force Epic Collection Zero Tolerance. It does exist, baby. I have it somewhere. But it does exist. It's real. Collecting issues 66 through 84 and the -1 issue. Man. This era of just John Francis Moore, Adam Polina, Jimmy Chung. It's just a crazy era of X-Force. The road trip era is what I like to call it, but it's coming out. The Sandman Book 2 from DC Comics, so they're pumping those out left and right, it seems like. I think this is going to be the summer of Sandman. Try to get them out before the TV show hits on Netflix. Deceased, Dead Planet. This is the latest Tom Taylor and Trevor Hairsine. Of course, this is the trade paperback version. Collecting Dead Planet 1 through 7. The Infinite Frontier, Joshua Williamson series. This is in hardcover format. $39.99. Collecting Infinite Frontier 0 through 6 and Secret Files number 1. I've not read it, so let me know if you've read it in the comments below, please. From the world of manga, we have Apollo's Song, Omnibus Edition. This is the latest printing of this particular Osamu Tezuka book, if you've not read it. Printed by Vertical Comics. They still own the rights to some of the Tezuka library. Do yourself a favor and get it, because when these things go out of print, they get ridiculous. Like, the prices are insane. Alice in Kyoto Forest. I mentioned this one because this is printed by Tokyo Pop, and I believe these are print on demand. So wherever you order your books, I believe that's how they're printing these, whether it's Right Stuff, Amazon. I don't know if they'll even be on sale at Amazon, because this is the direct market, so I'm pretty sure it might just be comic shops and places like Right Stuff. But it's pretty cool that Tokyo Pop is still kicking it, man. 2 points. 2 point. 5-dimensional seduction. Dude, let's just get the 3 points. What is 3.5 dimensional seduction? What's that about? Asadora, Volume 5. Loving this series. Actually, I've only read the first 2. I need to catch up on the rest. Cat in a Hot Girl's Dorm, Volume 2. How in the hell is a cat gonna be in a hot girl's? Oh yeah, cats have an easier time sneaking into hot girls' dorms, of course. The Thief, Inoue Akikazu. Now, the very important thing about this is that this is the first time that this is being printed in physical format, because this was a Kickstarter. It failed. No, it didn't even fail. It succeeded, but for some reason, DMP did not release it in physical format. We just got that one book, The Wonder 3. So, I don't know. It looks like it's coming out this week. That one might be getting pushed back. From Dark Horse Comics, we have We Only Kill Each Other. Stephanie Phillips and Peter Cross. And collects We Only Kill Each Other, the Comixology original digital series. It's in print for the first time. Coming out in paperback format. Dig that cover. Love the premise. Windmaker Volume 1 is coming out in trade paperback format. It's a never published original graphic novel from Unique Studios and Dark Horse. Honestly, I thought it was the latest Avatar book, Last Airbender. Hamlet, Shakespearean mashup. I think this was supposed to be out last month, but it has been pushed back to this month. The EC Archives Gunfighter, Volume 1. You had me at Johnny Craig, Al Feldstein, and Gardner Fox. So this is that era of EC Comics collecting Gunfighter 5 through 9. Savage Hearts. This collects Savage Hearts 1 through 5. From Aubrey Sitterson, No One Left to Fight, the comic book story of professional wrestling. From IDW, we have My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Season 10, Volume 3. I don't care what you say. I still love this. Collecting issues, Friendship is Magic, 98 through 102. Lydia used to get the single issues, and always brings back memory of that. Her being little and me picking up the single issues for her. Star Trek Year 5, Experienced and Lost, Book 4. Wow, part of the Star Trek Year 5 era, or universe, rather. From Image Comics, we have A Thing Called Truth. This is collecting issues 1 through 5 of that particular series. Not read it. Spawn Origins coming back. Spawn Origins, Volume 21 coming back. I love it. I love that Todd announced it. We're going to get more and more of that stuff. Hardcovers, slipcase editions. They're coming back, baby. Vinyl from Doug Wagner. And this collects issues 1 through 6 of that series. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, trade paperback, Volume 9. From Boom Studios. And from Boom Studios, we're also getting Dune, House, Atreides, hardcover edition, Volume 3. Sword of Glass. If you've not picked up this Humanoids book, you need to do yourself a favor and pick it up. It is a freaking awesome comic book, graphic novel. Fabulous Furry Freak Brother, Idiots Abroad and Other Follies. This is coming out from Fantagraphics. The title, it sounds ridiculous, and the cover looks maddening. Honestly, I'll 100% honest. When I was looking through the thumbnail of the covers, I was like, is that a Ninja Turtles book? Because it looks like the cover of a Ninja Turtles, like, the Pizza Collection Blu-ray. It's a collection of the movies, but the cover looks nuts. I dig it. It stands out. It's a hardcover edition printed by Fantagraphics. We're also getting the Amateurs graphic novel that day. This is another Fantagraphics book coming out that particular day. Man, there's a lot of good books. Twist of Fate, the hardcover collection's coming out that day. Pakoroka, Winter of the Cartoonist. Oh man, I love Pakoroka. Wrinkles, Lighthouse, you may have seen them in my Hidden Gems. Some of the most beautiful graphic novels I own and I love to read and revisit. So I'm definitely going to pick those up. Brave New World is getting a graphic novel format. I love when a novel gets a graphic novel. I like to see the differences. Especially my wife, I told her to start a segment. She's an English master, so she started, I think she was going to do a segment like, was the graphic novel, does it hold up to the actual novel, like To Kill a Mockingbird? I mean, they've had several, and several manga like those too. Midnight Matinee, Comics presents Island of Lost Gorillas. Dude, Midnight Matinee? Yes! Lost Gorillas? Awesome. Presents? Sure. The title is so ridiculous. I love it. Chloe, Volume 6, Green Thumb, is coming out in both hardcover format and in graphic novel formats. I love when studios or publishers release them in the same day. San Julian, Master of Fantasy. My gosh. That is... oh my gosh. San Julian... What is his name? It's my brother Manuel, but I cannot remember his last name. But he is a art fantasy painter. He's a legendary Spanish painter. Wow. And his book is coming out. This is by Book Palace. It's a fantasy art book. It is $91.99 though. Interesting price point. I wonder what made them think, we can't make it $100, but we can make it $91. So let's stick with that. Alan Moore, Light of Thy Countenance hardcover collection, published by Avatar Studios, is being printed that particular day. 10 Days in a Madhouse by Gallery Studios is coming out that same day. This is adapted from the work of Nellie Bly. Man, that cover looks like, oh, man. Tin Man, the graphic novel and the hardcover, both coming out that same day. Published by Amulet Books. Wrapping up the month, April 26th from Marvel Comics is when we are finally getting this book that people have been asking me to do an overview of. But I figured we'd get closer to that date instead of doing it now, but I may do it here in the next week or so. Thor by Jason Aaron, Omnibus, Volume 1, finally coming out that week. Postponed, but it is finally coming April 26th. And all three covers are going to be available that same day. This is the book that I recommended in my top 10 last month, and it still stands true. Go and get it. Savage Sword of Conan, the original Marvel Years Omnibus Volume 7, collecting issues 88 through 101. Now, people are asking me, do you think Marvel is going to finish out Savage Sword of Conan in omnibus format? I mean, they have stated before that as long as it's selling, we will keep pushing through and keep making them. But I don't know. Star Wars Darth Vader by Gillen and La Roca Omnibus coming back to print. Both covers available that same day, collecting issues 1 through 25. Annual 1, Star Wars Vader Down, and Star Wars 13 through 14. Marvel Masterworks, The Mighty Thor, Volume 21, collecting Thor. Oh my goodness, are we really in this era? 316 or 315 to 327, annual number 10. And Bizarre Adventures number 32. Keith Pollard, Alan Cooperberg. Spider-Gwen, Deal with the Devil. This is a graphic novel, so it's a smaller case book. Collecting issues 12 through 14 of Spider-Man 2016 series. And Spider-Gwen 16 through 23. Marvel's Infinity Saga poster book, Phase 3. So just collecting different posters from that era. Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, Omnibus Volume 3. Now, that is the Peter Gross cover. However, the Mark Buckingham cover will be available the following week, so on May 3rd. So only this cover is available this week. Phoenix Song, Echo, trade paperback. This is the latest Phoenix incarnation, collecting Phoenix Song, Echo 1 through 5. Written by Rebecca Roanhorse and Luca Maresca, drawing the book. From the world of DC Comics, we have Batman Fear State Saga. My goodness, this is a $49.99 book. And I think this is a standard edition, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay, so this collects all the Batman Fear State stuff. Fear State Saga collects Batman 112 to 117, Secret Files The Gardener, Peacekeeper, Miracle Molly, Alpha 1, and Fear State Omega 1. Big book, but standard edition. DC Pride 2021, a hardcover collection of DC Pride #1, Mysteries of Love in Space #1, New Year's Evil #1, Young Monsters in Love #1. Young Monsters in Love, there's a title I haven't heard in a while. Hellblazer Rise and Fall. Tom Taylor, Derek Robertson. Hell yes. Been available before in hardcover format. And this is the DC Black Label book, so they're like the magazine size. Talon by James Tynion. This is collecting issues 0 through 17 of Talon in there. And Harley Quinn, Reckoning. It's part of the DC Icon series. And this is written by Rachel Allen. From the world of manga, we have A Galaxy Next Door, published by Kodansha Comics. This is written and drawn by Guido Amagakure. And I love that cover. It's so bittersweet. It's a cute cover. We're also getting Blackguard #1 that same week. What is this? Cat Crap 1. It's one big omnibus from Antarctic Press. So collecting Cat Crap, just censoring myself a little bit. Volume 1, 1 through 3, Volume 2, 1 through 3, and Volume 3, 1 through 3. That is a big book, $34.99 by Motofumi Kobayashi. I Want to Be a Wall. I know that sounds ridiculous, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is this title about? Does somebody really want to be a wall? But it looks like it's going to be a good book. Eden Zero #16 is coming out. This is the same person that did the Hero, the fairy tale. Goblin Slayer Volume 11 is coming out that same week. I know this is one of my friend TikTok Tina's, one of her favorite manga. And Lady Murazaki's Tale of Genji. This is the manga edition. 100% honest, 12-year-old Omar fell asleep watching Tale of Genji 5 times. 5 different times, like 5 different days. Now I was trying to tell my friends how beautiful that story was, but this was the anime of Tale of Genji. It was available in VHS for the longest time. For some reason, somebody bought it for me, and it couldn't have been that cheap. It was like $34.99 because it was in the original Japanese with English subtitles. And I remember telling my, they were like, oh, what do you... I was trying to sound all educated and stuff, like pushing my glass up. Oh, you guys haven't seen Tale of Genji? Well, it's one of the most beautifully drawn anime I've ever seen. Oh, I'm sorry, we called it Japanimation back then. But every time I see Tale of Genji, whether it's the manga or the art book or whatever it is, it coming back out in Blu-ray, it always reminds me of those of that time trying to watch it. I don't think I ever finished it. Am I the only one that found it boring? I know it probably sounds like I sound like a heretic. Alright, from Image Comics, we have Decorum coming out that week, the hardcover format, as well as Department of Truth, Volume 3, continuing that series by James Tynion. Now, I've only read the first trade. I don't think I even read... I read them digitally. And people told me that it gets a lot better. So this collects issues 6 through 7 and 14 through 17. So let me know if I should stick with it. I love everything else James has written, so... I don't know why, for some reason, that one there, I just kind of stopped. From Dark Horse, we have Aaron Boys coming out, collecting Aaron Boys 1 through 5. It's a series by DJ Kirkbride. Pearl Volume 2, they are pumping out those volumes of Pearl, collecting issues 7 through 12. Again, it is Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Gaydos. I love those covers, though. They're gorgeous. The Crows is coming out that very same day, and this is available in hardcover format. Ether Omnibus, in case you missed the library edition by Matt Kent and David Rubin. Collecting Ether, the first volume, 1 through 5, volume 2, 1 through 5, and volume 3, 1 through 5. So it's the same material as the library edition. Stranger Things, The Tomb of Yaboin. I assume that's how you say it. This is a graphic novel collecting all 4 issues of that miniseries. Hellboy Universe Essentials. I didn't know they were starting. Did I know about this line? This collects Lobster Johnson, The Burning Hand. So the very first essential, or I can't. It can't be the very first one. Universe Essentials is Lobster Johnson. So Mike Mignola, John Arcudi, Dave Stewart. Hell yes. Tentacle Kitty Tales Around Teacup. Now, From the creators of Tentacle Kitty, John and Raina Merritt. So I always thought Tentacle Kitty was like a thing that I saw at conventions. People were selling a kitty cat that was tentacles, and my daughters really wanted it, and I had to get it for them. Am I messing up? Like, is that not true? Is that not? Did it start out as a stuffed animal? Is what I'm trying to ask. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. For better or worse, complete library collection. Big shout out to my buddy Curtis from the Epic Marvel Podcast, who helps restore this artwork by Lynn Johnson. This is volume 6. So from September of 1996 all the way to the end of 1999. Dave Stevens, The Rocketeer Artist Edition. Oh my gosh, I was just talking about this era of The Rocketeer. Some phenomenal stuff in there. Hopefully one day somebody prints a hardcover collection of that stuff. Lock and Key, The Golden Age. So this is the hardcover of the Golden Age era of Lock and Key. So it contains those 3 prequel stories, for those wondering. Small World, Open Moon, and Face the Music. So all in one hardcover format. I assume it's going to be as tall as the Omnibus, or I'm sorry, the compendium to match it, but I don't know 100%. I'm just assuming. And you all know what that does sometimes. This is also when Once and Future, the deluxe edition, is coming back into print, the slipcase edition. So keep an eye out in your comic book stores in case you missed it last year. It is coming back into print this particular year. Mississippi Zombie, what the hell is this? This is from Caliber Entertainment. Dude, Caliber was a local comic place where I grew up. Like, I knew a lot of the people that ran a Caliber press. And that's the first place I met, like, David Mack, Quentin Hoover. And Quentin passed away. But before he went on to do... Quentin Hoover blew up in Magic cards. Like, Alan Freeman was writing there. They had a comic book called Morgana X. Man, that was a long time. Wow. It's back when I fooled myself into thinking I could make it into comics, man. That little memory, that triggered a little memory. You get older and all these little memories are triggered by something like that. You see something like Mississippi Zombies. 5 Bullets, 6 Men coming out. This is from Source Point Press. Todd Black, Joshua Werner, and Alex Garcia. Digging all these indies, man. Alias, Black and White. I was just talking about how I'm digging these covers. That is an awesome cover. This is Chuck Dixon, Todd Fox, Enrique Villagran. And this is published by Antarctic Press, collecting Alias Black and White 1 through 7. It's about an FBI agent. Antarctic Press never ceases to amaze me what they decide to print sometimes. I mean, I knew them as a kid because they used to print Ninja High School and Gold Digger. They had a World War II comic that was really awesome about a fighter plane. But anyway, what was the other book that they did that it's going to come to me. But they were the first publishers here in America that I remember dealing with the world of manga and anime, but with their own style. Like Fred Perry was there. But anyway, let's keep going here. Almost American. It's coming out that week, and this is from Aftershock Comics. It is written by Ron Marz, one of my favorite writers that created one of my favorite characters, and that is Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner, of course. But this collects the entire series, all 5 issues, this is published by Aftershock. Betazina Volume 1. This is published by Cinebooks, and it is a story about Napoleon and Moscow, huh? Interesting. It's adapted from a novel. And we're also getting Beyond Doomsday. And that's published by Asylum Press. That looks like a heavy metal type of book. Not that there's a lot of metal or robots. I meant like heavy metal, the magazine. Boys, the Oversized Omnibus Volume 1 finally coming out that day. Now, that is the day that I have. Could shift into May. Carson of Venus. This is coming out in trade paperback format. Volume 1, Flames Beyond and Other Tales. And this is published by American Mythology Productions. And Carson of Venus is a Edgar Rice Burroughs. So same guy, the gentleman that created Warlord of Mars and Tarzan. So he's getting that book adapted into a graphic novel. I think that's the first time I've seen that in graphic novel format. Dying Light is coming out that very same week. And we're also getting the Herb Moon Maid Volume 1. And This is a gorgeous cover. My goodness. Another Edgar Rice Burroughs from American Mythology Productions. I want to say that type of character appeared, was it in Tarzan? Getting older. 40-Hour Man. Yeah, I guess that's the way most people feel after working 40-hour weeks, man. I get that. Freddie Mercury, Lover of Life, Singer of Songs. What a beautiful cover. I think that is a David Mack cover, if I'm not mistaken. Tress Dean is the writer on that book. Francis Bacon is getting his hardcover. And this is by Cristina Portolano. And that is both written and drawn by her. And it is just based on the life of Francis Bacon, who was he was an artist. Ghost 111. Now that is Ghost spelled G-O-S-T, not G-H-O-S-T. History of Comics in National Parks. That is an interesting title. Man, I love all these different titles coming out. Just, there are things in there for everybody, is the way that I feel about comics. I mean, we've gotten to, and they've always wanted to get there, but now we are finally there where, just, you know, if you're in a public parks, that's cool. This looks interesting. This is called Ish by Silver Sprocket, or published by Silver Sprocket. Adam De Souza is the artist and writer on it. No idea what it is. Just really like that cover. Jotun Moore hardcover coming out that week. That looks awesome. And that cover looks badass. This is published by CEX Publishing. Of course, that cover being a take on an actual picture. Snatched, Volume 1. No idea what that is, but that cover really stood out to me. Sorghum and Spear is being published by CEX Publishing. It's the cover that really stood out to me. This is an African fantasy saga of young girls called to serve their people in a time of war during their ages of innocence. Man. Thick Skins coming out. And this is published by Humanoids. And I believe this is the first time that it is coming out. No, this is a reprint. I believe it came out a couple of years ago, but it is being reprinted. Tress is coming out Volume 4. My viewers, a few viewers from overseas have told me I need to read this, and I will. I need to find Volume 1 first. Vampirella, Seduction of the Innocent. Nice, I like that title. Volume 2. And to wrap up the month of April is Zorro, Legendary Adventures. Now, if you're interested in purchasing this book, check out our sponsor here in America, CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And those were the books coming out in April of 2022. Let me know what you're most excited for in the comments down below. What you think is going to shift into May. That's okay, as long as it still comes out and there's no cancellations is what we don't want to see. I will be doing my top 10 essential buys, must reads, or suggested reads for the month of April coming out on Sunday. So everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Leave those comments, questions down below. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, check out our Patreon and Spread Shop. Great ways to support the channel if you can do so. And more importantly, all of you, stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.